Hello students. Today we will discuss about Newton's third law of motion. We have gone through Newton's first law of motion, which states that a body remains in its state of rest or of uniform motion unless until some force is applied on it. Newton's second law of motion, the rate of change of momentum is equal to the applied force and takes place in the direction of applied force. I also told you that Newton's first law is contained in Newton's second law. Means if we have to change the state of body, then we will have to apply some force. If we are not applying the force, the state of the body will not change. And whatever force is applied, that is equal to the rate of change of momentum of the body. In the continuity, now we are moving ahead. So today we will discuss about Newton's third law of motion, and it is very simple, very interesting law. It states that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction both act on different bodies. Now we need to understand what is the meaning of this law and how it is applicable in our daily life. So Newton's third law of motion. Statement it states that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction act on different bodies. So the statement is to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Action and reaction act on different bodies. This part is very meaningful and needs explanation. Now action and reaction. First we need to understand what is action and what is reaction. So the rule is, the law is, to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. To make you understand, I will take the example of walking. How do we walk? If you pay attention, you will see that in the process of walking, we press the ground. Our feet press the ground, or floor, or the road, wherever you are walking. So in the process of walking, our foot is pressing the floor or ground or road, and that is the action. Pressing the road or floor or ground is the action. And this action, now since we are pressing, means we are applying the force, and as I told you earlier, force is a vector quantity. It has some direction also. So in the process of walking, we are pressing the ground, and in what direction? In the backward direction. Our foot is pressing the ground in the backward direction, or floor in the backward direction. This is the action. Now the reaction is, in turn, the road or floor or ground is applying force on our body through foot in the forward direction. That is the reaction. And that's why we are able to move ahead. Another example I will take to make you understand. You must have noticed whenever you have enjoyed boating in a lake, you must have noticed when your round is over, when your trip is over, then the sailor asks you to wait for a minute. Then first he tied the chain of the boat, then he allows you to come out from the boat. Now, when the sailor jumps out from the boat, then if you have noticed, jumping out of the sailor is the action. When he is jumping out from the rowing boat, boat in turns moves in the backward direction. He is jumping out, he is applying the force on the boat in the backward direction. That's why boat is moving in the backward direction. Suppose sailor is jumping out in this way, boat is going away from him. And in turn, boat is also applying the force on the sailor. That's why sailor is able to jump out. So first he comes out from the boat, then he ties a knot, and then he allows you to come out so that boat cannot go away in the lake. Another example I will take. So many times when you are celebrating your birthday or birthday of friends or some relative, you are inflating the balloon and then you are tying the knot through with the help of a thread. If knot is opened and air inside the balloon is allowed to move out, then coming out of air from the balloon is the action. It is coming in the downward direction. And reaction is that coming out air or gas is applying the force on the balloon, and in the opposite direction balloon is moving. Next example I will take the launching of a rocket. So many times you have seen in the TV news etc. launching of a rocket. You must have seen when a rocket is launched, then gases, fumes of burning fuel are coming out from one end. A huge amount of gases are coming out. The gases are ejected from one end of the rocket. This is the action. In turn, gases are applying the force on the rocket and rocket is moving upward. One more example I will take. Firing of a bullet from a gun. In the beginning, the bullet is inside the gun. Both are at rest. When we fire the bullet is ejected with a high speed from the gun. This is the action. The ejected bullet applies a force on the gun, and in turn, gun moves in the backward direction. This moving of gun in the backward direction is the reaction. The velocity with which the gun moves in the backward direction is called recoil velocity, and this process is known as recoiling of gun. Now, in all the example discussed, two things are to be noted. First, action and reaction. To every action there is an equal reaction in opposite direction. For example, in the first, man is moving ahead. This is the reaction. Pressing the ground in the backward direction is the action. Both are equal but in opposite direction. Ground is pressed in the backward direction, that's why man is able to move in the forward direction. So action and reaction both are in opposite direction. One more important thing, that action and reaction both are acting on two different bodies. Man is applying the force on the ground, this is action. So force is applicable on the ground. Ground is applying the force on the foot of the person or man. This is the reaction. Here the force is applicable on the foot of the person. Both are two different bodies. So action and reaction both are equal, opposite and acting on two different bodies. If you take the example of sailor jumping out from the rowing boat, sailor is pressing the boat in the backward direction, this is the action. Force applicable is on the boat. In turn, boat is applying the force on the sailor, this is the reaction. Reaction is on the sailor. Both are equal but in opposite direction. That's why sailor is moving out of the boat and boat is moving in the backward direction. If you take the example of balloon, air coming out is the action, force is on the air. In turn, gas is applying the force on the balloon, this is the reaction. Action and reaction both are equal in opposite direction. Similarly, if you take the example of rocket, as I told you that the fuel is burned, gases are ejected at high speed. So ejected gases are the action, the force is on the gases. Gases are applying the force on the rocket, rocket is moving upward, this is the reaction. Both are equal and again opposite direction. Recoiling of gun, bullet is fired, force is on the bullet, bullet is moving ahead. The bullet is applying force on the gun, gun is moving in the backward direction. Here also the action and reaction are equal and opposite. So to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. Since the action and reaction they act on different bodies, that's why they don't neutralize each other. If the two equal and opposite forces are acting on the same body, their effect is zero. They are called balanced forces. But here, body is not the same. The action and reaction, they are acting on different bodies. Therefore, the two forces are not neutralized. So, this is all about Newton's third law. Now, I will discuss another thing, principle of conservation of momentum. Principle of conservation of movement. Principle of conservation of momentum states that in an isolated system, the total momentum of the system remains conserved. In an isolated system, total momentum of the system remains conserved. Now, in the statement, first we need to understand what is isolated system. Now a word is very popular in the scenario of corona COVID-19, isolation. Isolation is something related to isolated. Isolated means separated. Isolated system is a system in which no external force is acting. Isolated system. How to isolated system? A system in which no external force acts. Means there is no external force. Internal forces may be there, but external force is zero. Such system is called isolated system. So, in an isolated system means a system in which no external force is present, the total momentum of the system remains conserved. To make you understand it, I will go through the mathematical derivation and we will get the formula for it also. So, mathematical derivation. Then you will be in a position to understand. Mathematical formulation of principle of conservation. Now suppose this is a body A, this is a body B, its mass is ma, its mass is mb. This is moving with the velocity ua, this is also moving with the velocity ub in the same direction, and ua is greater than ub. Figure A. Before collision. Now, what I am doing, I am to make you understand principle of conservation of momentum. Of momentum. I am taking the help of two bodies which are moving in the same direction. Why I have taken the speed of this greater? Because if it will be moving with the same velocity or lesser, then if both are moving with the same velocity in the same direction, their distance between them will remain same. And if it is smaller, then the difference between them will keep on increasing. But if velocity of this is greater, then the distance will keep on decreasing and finally this body A will hit body B. Now, second figure during collision. During collision, what will happen? The two body will be in contact. This body A will apply force on B, and B will apply force on A. This is force on B, direction of force, because A will hit and B will apply, because A is on this side, so B will apply force on this. So this will be the condition. Now see, before collision, just to make you understand, momentum of body A. Momentum, as I told you in the previous module, is the product of mass and velocity. So I think momentum of body A will be MAUA. Momentum of body B, this is mass of B and velocity of B. Therefore, total momentum of the system, this we will add the two, this will be MAUA plus MBUB. Now third figure I will draw. This is again A body, this is body B. Let their speeds are different, their velocities are changed. So let after collision A is moving with velocity VA and B is moving with velocity VB. After collision, mass will remain same. Now, again, this is what we have done before collision. Now, after collision. Momentum of A this will be MAVA. Momentum of B, this is MAVB. Total momentum of the system, this is after collision, MAVA plus MBVB. Now, what we are going to do? I have taken the example of two body system. There are two bodies. They are moving in the same direction with different velocities. Then, since A is moving with greater velocity, so it will collide. This is during collision. During collision, A is applying force on B in this direction, B is applying force on A in this direction, FB, FA. Or you can say this is the force on B due to A, this is the force on A due to B. So these are the direction of forces. Now after collision, they again start moving with different velocities. Mass of course will remain same. So VA, VB. Now, before collision and after collision, what were the momentum we have calculated? In this, first see, here I have written before collision momentum of body A, momentum of body B. Then when I have added, I have not written momentum of the two bodies. I have written total momentum of the system. This is a two-body system. And this is an isolated system in which no external force is applicable. Two bodies are moving, they themselves will collide, they will apply force on each other. No third party is going to apply force. So this is the example of isolated system in which no external force has been applied. The two bodies are applying force on each other. No third one is going to apply force. So external force is 0. Now after collision, again I have written after collision momentum of body A, B, then I have calculated the total momentum of the system, not of the body. It is a two body system. It is a system which is containing two bodies. Therefore, it is the example of isolated system. So we are going to discuss the principle of conservation of momentum mathematically by considering an isolated system of two bodies. Now, this is before collision, after collision, but what will happen during collision? So first I will calculate force on A due to B. This how I am expressing it. Force on A due to B means the force which B is applying on A. According to Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum is equal to the applied force. Who is applying the force? B is applying the force. On which force has been applied? On A force has been applied. Whose momentum will change? A. Now, how to find this rate of change of momentum? So, this we have already done. FAB equals to rate of change of momentum. Final momentum of A. MA minus initial momentum of A, MA. Suppose this collision takes place for time t or delta t, then this is equal to divided by time delta t. MA can be taken common, so this is VA minus UA upon delta t. Now, in the same way, force on B due to A. Now, I am writing directly. This will be MB. VB minus UB upon delta T. Now, afterwards, by Newton's third law of motion. What is third law of motion? To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. Now, suppose if this is action, then this is reaction. Now, these two are equal, but in opposite direction. Now onwards, you need to be careful. I told you in first chapter what are scalars and what are vectors. Vectors are those quantities which have magnitude as well as direction. Now, if I am taking the motion along north is positive, then motion along south will be taken as negative. In vectors, negative sign indicates opposite direction. To every action, there is equal and opposite reaction. Since action and reactions are equal but opposite, so I will introduce this minus sign. Minus sign is indicating that this is opposite to this. This is in opposite direction of this. Action and reaction are equal but in opposite direction. Now, substituting the values, MA, VA minus UA upon delta t minus sin mv vv minus uv upon delta t. From both the side we can cancel out delta t. Now afterwards we will remove the brackets also. So this will be MA VA minus MA UA equal to, now here is the minus sign, minus MV into VB, this minus into minus plus MB UB. Afterwards MA VA. Now I am transposing this term from right to left. So this minus on this side will become plus. MB VB equals to, now I am transposing this term from left to right side. MA UA plus MB UB. This implies that, now look at this, this is MA VA plus MV VB. What is this? Momentum after collision. Total momentum after collision equals to, now see this, what is this? MAUA plus MV UB. This is total momentum before collision. Total momentum before collision. This is principle of conservation of momentum. It states that in an isolated system, the total momentum of the system remains conserved. For making you understand, I took the example of a two-body isolated system in which two bodies were moving in the same direction. We calculated their momentum before collision and it was coming out MAUA plus MV UB. Then since the A was moving with greater velocity, collision takes place. During collision, we calculated how much force internally they are applying on each other, not externally. No external force has been applied. A is applying force on B, B is applying force on B. Then we have applied Newton's third law, that action and reaction are equal and opposite direction. So we have reached a very important conclusion that their total momentum after collision is equal to total momentum before collision. Their velocities have been changed, but the total momentum before collision and after collision remains same. This is the proof of principle of conservation of momentum. In an isolated system, the total momentum of the system remains conserved. Now, the question is, what is the practical application of this rule, this principle? So, I told you about recoiling of gun. When a bullet is fired, the gun recoils. Recoiling means gun moves in the backward direction. With the help of this, we are in a position to find the expression for the recoil velocity of the gun. So now we are going to do this. expression for required velocity of gun. Now, let mr, let mg is the mass of gun, mb mass of bullet, m ug initial velocity of gun, which is 0. I will make you understand. U initial velocity of ub is initial velocity of bullet. This is also 0. Then Vg required velocity of gun. This we need to find. This is question mark. Then Vb velocity of bullet. Now, here one thing you need to understand. 3-step procedure. Bullet is inside the gun. Initially, gun as well as bullet both are at rest. Then second process is triggering the bullet. Third process is bullet is coming out from the gun. Before firing, as I told you in the process of collision, before collision, during collision, after collision. Here are also 3 steps: before firing, during firing, after firing. So the result which we received from principle of conservation of momentum was like this: ma va plus mv vb equals to ma ua plus mv ub. Now, suppose A is gun, so this formula will be replaced by mg vg plus, suppose B is bullet, mb vb equals to mg ug plus mv ub. This is total momentum before firing. This is total momentum after firing. Before firing, as I told you, both were at rest. So mg, both were means gun was at rest. So mg into 0, initial velocity is 0. I have written here also. This is 0. Then mv, bullet was also at rest. Now this is mg plus mg into vg plus mv into vb. This implies that mg vg plus mv vb equals to 0. Now we have to find the required velocity of gun. So mg vg equals to, transposing this term on the right side, mv vb. This implies that vg will be equal to minus mv vb upon mg. This is the expression for required velocity of gun. With this velocity, means we are knowing the mass of bullet, we are knowing the mass of gun, and if we are knowing with which velocity the bullet is coming out from the gun, we can calculate with what velocity the gun will move in the backward direction. So this is the expression. By substituting the values, you can get the answer. Minus sign indicates that these two are scalar quantity, mass of bullet and mass of gun. This is vector quantity, velocity of bullet. Whatever be the direction of velocity of bullet, opposite to that the gun will require. Gun will go in the opposite direction of bullet. This minus sign, as I told you, in vectors, when we are dealing with vectors, minus sign indicates opposite direction. To make you understand, I will give one more example, rather numerical problem. Consider two players. This is one player. Its mass is 60 kg, m1, and it is moving with a velocity of 5 meter per second in this direction. Another, this is first player. Another player, its mass is 55 kg and its velocity is 6 meter per second, but it is moving in this direction. Means this player is going in this direction, this is moving this direction. In the process, they collide. They become entangled. Then, after collision, entangled means they are combined. With what velocity? So they will have common velocity. With what velocity and in which direction they will move after collision? This is the question. So before collision, total momentum. Now, in order to find total momentum before collision, it is ma ua plus mb ub. Here, if I am saying 1 and 2, then this formula becomes m1 u1 plus m2 u2. Now, m1 is 60 into u1 is 5. Now, here is very important step. M2 is 55 and U2 is 6, but you need to take care. The two directions in which the players are moving before collision, they are in opposite direction, means their velocities are in opposite direction. If I am taking the velocity of this as positive, then velocity of this will become negative. That's why this will be minus 6 meter per second, because they are in opposite direction, so here will be minus. So this is 300 minus 330 minus 30 kilogram meter per second. After collision, total momentum. Now, since they become entangled, so they are combined, means m1 plus m2. The two bodies become one body system, and their common velocity, let it be v. This v we need to find. So m1 is 60 plus m2 is 55 into v. So this becomes 115 v. Now, by principle of conservation of momentum 115 V equals to minus 30. This implies that V will be minus 30 upon 150. Now 115, 30 is divided by 115, decimal 0, 2 times 230, 70, 0, 6 times 10. So this is minus 0.26 meter per second. Now minus sign is indicating that both will move, because it is their common velocity, both will move in the direction in which velocity is minus. And in which direction the velocity is minus? In this direction. Means from right to left. Both will move from right to left, because we have taken velocity minus from right to left. When they will collide, both are coming close to each other, they will collide, and then after collision they will move from right to left. So I hope the principle will be clear to you. Now here comes the assignment. In NCERT book, on page number 126, there is an in-text exercise in which 4 questions are there. So you are in a position now to solve those 4 questions. Then chapter and exercise, page number 128, there are 18 questions. So you need to solve those 18 questions. Take your time, keep on solving these questions. We will see you in the next module. Till then, stay safe, stay home.